Hey everyone, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're unpacking Unit 7 of your Introduction to Python Programming sequence. We're focusing on a concept that is literally going to change how you write code. If you've been following along with the St. Paul Pacing Guide, you know we've already covered a lot of ground with basic variables. But today we're talking about lists and basic data structures, which is basically the ultimate digital backpack for your code. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to tackle the many variables problem, meet the Python list, dive into indexing and slicing data, upgrade with list methods, and then wrap up Unit 7. Let's get right to it. So here's our essential question for Unit 7. How can programs manage a whole bunch of related values all at once? To really wrap our heads around this, I want you to picture a real-world scenario. Let's say you're coding the inventory system for a brand new RPG video game. Your player is running around collecting all sorts of loot, and your code has to keep track of every single piece of it. Part 1. The many variables problem, or as I like to call it, a video game inventory nightmare. This completely illustrates the pain point we're dealing with. Imagine your character just picked up 50 different items. Coding that the old-fashioned way means you have to create a brand new variable for every single item, like item 1 equals sword, item 2 equals shield, all the way up to item 50. That is exhausting, right? But putting them all into one clean, organized list called inventory changes absolutely everything. Which brings us to Section 2. Meet the Python list, your ultimate digital backpack. This is the perfect solution to our inventory problem. A list is a basic data structure in Python that stores a collection of items in a very specific order. Think of it literally like a single organized container. Instead of awkwardly carrying 50 loose items in your hands, you just stashed your sword, your shield, and your potion all into one convenient backpack. When we do this, we're creating what's called a collection of data. That just means grouping related values together under a single name. By using a collection, we're essentially telling the computer, hey, all these items belong together in the same group. This is a massive upgrade for organizing our code because it lets us manage and process huge amounts of information with just a few simple commands, rather than trying to track dozens of individual variables. Moving on to Section 3, indexing and slicing data. Finding your loot. Because let's be real, having a digital backpack is totally useless if you don't know how to actually pull your items out of it. To grab a specific item from your inventory, you need its index. An index is simply the specific numbered position of an item within a list. Think of it as the exact street address for your data. If the computer doesn't have the address, it can't find your loot. Now, listen up, because right here is the biggest hidden trap for beginner programmers, and it's a super common misconception we need to clear up right now. The number 0. When we humans count, we naturally start at 1, right? 1, 2, 3. But computers start counting at 0. The very first item in your Python list is always sitting at index 0. Let's see this in action. We've got our items here, a health potion, a map, and a key. Because we have to start counting at 0, if you want your program to pull out that health potion, you ask for index 0. If you want the map, you ask for index 1. And if you need the key, you ask for index 2. It definitely takes a little practice to get used to 0-based indexing, but once it clicks, you'll be navigating lists like an absolute pro. But what if you want more than one item at a time? Well, that's where slicing comes in. Slicing is extracting a specific portion or subsection of a list using those index numbers. So if you wanted to grab both the map and the key at the exact same time to go open a secret door, you'd use slicing to carve out that specific chunk of the list, rather than pulling them out one by one. All right, Section 4. Upgrading with list methods, the action moves for your backpack. Because just looking at our items isn't really enough to make a dynamic program, is it? Think about our video game. You need to be able to drop old loot, pick up new gear, maybe sort your items alphabetically. That's exactly why we have list methods. These are built-in actions you can use to add, remove, or change items in a list that already exists. List methods are basically action moves for your data, giving you the power to manipulate your inventory on the fly while the program is actually running. Here's a perfect real-world example of a method in action. Let's say you just defeated a monster and scored some gold. Here's how you add that newly discovered gold to your backpack using the append method. Step 1, name the list, which for us is inventory. Step 2, add a dot followed by the method, so dot append. And step 3, put the new item right in parentheses, so it looks like inventory.append parentheses gold. Boom! Your list just grew, and you didn't have to rewrite a single line of your original code.
Finally, Section 5, wrapping up Unit 7. Let's talk about mastering your data.
As we finish out this explainer for Unit 7 of the St. Paul Python sequence, let's take a second to review what you've achieved today. You are now fully equipped to create lists and access them, keeping that golden rule of zero-based indexing in mind. You know how to use list methods to dynamically alter your data on the fly. You understand how to group and process entire collections of data under just one name, and you're ready to test exactly how your programs handle all this new information. Which leaves us with this final thought. Now that you've got the ultimate digital backpack and you're no longer stuck creating endless individual variables, what amazing things are you going to build? Whether it's a massive RPG inventory, a homework tracker, or a system for your high scores, you now have the tools to manage endless amounts of data with just a few lines of code. I challenge you to open up your Python editor today and see what kind of complex programs you can bring to life next. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and happy coding.